Now listen, let me talk to you the way Steve Harvey would tell you straight, no sugarcoating. See, a lot of women get confused because a man can like you, he can like you real good. He'll call you, text you, make you smile, maybe even spend some time with you. But liking you and wanting to give himself to you, that's a whole different level. When a man becomes consistent, not just intense, that's when you start seeing the difference between someone who is just excited about you and someone who is actually serious about you. See, intensity is easy. A man can come into your life with strong energy, calling you all the time, texting you good morning and good night, making big promises, and showing a lot of passion right at the beginning. That kind of behavior can feel amazing, and it can make you believe that something real is happening. But the truth is, intensity without consistency doesn't last. It fades, it slows down, and sometimes it disappears completely. That's why you can't build anything solid on just how strong something feels in the moment. Consistency, on the other hand, is a completely different kind of energy. It's steady, it's reliable, and it shows you that a man is not just acting on emotion, on intention. When a man is consistent, you don't have to question where you stand with him. You don't have to sit there wondering why he was all in yesterday and distant today. He shows up the same way over and over again, not because he feels like it in the moment, but because he has decided that you matter. That's a powerful thing because men don't stay consistent with things they don't truly value. A consistent man will make time for you even when his schedule is full. He will communicate with you even when he's tired. He won't disappear for days and then come back with excuses. His actions will match his words, and you'll start to feel a sense of emotional security around him. And let me tell you something, that feeling right there is not something a man gives lightly. According to the kind of straight, talking advice you'd hear from Steve Harvey, a man's consistency is one of the clearest signs of his true intentions. Consistency also shows discipline. It shows that he is choosing you, not just reacting to you. Because anybody can chase you when it's exciting, but not everybody can stay when things become normal, when the butterflies settle, and when real life starts to show up. That's when consistency matters the most. It proves that his interest isn't temporary and that he's not just there for the thrill, but for something deeper and more meaningful that can actually grow over time. When a man starts prioritizing your happiness over his comfort, that's when things begin to shift from casual interest to something much deeper and more meaningful. Most people naturally operate from a place of self-comfort. We all like doing what feels easy, what fits our routine, and what doesn't require too much effort or sacrifice. Men are no different. If a man is only interested on a surface level, he will do what's convenient for him. He'll call when he feels like it, see you when it fits his schedule, and put in effort only when it doesn't cost him much. That's not investment, that's convenience. But when a man truly starts to care about you, his mindset changes. He begins to think beyond himself. Your feelings, your comfort, and your happiness start to matter to him in a real way. He'll go out of his way to make sure you're okay, even if it means adjusting his plans or stepping outside of what's easy for him. That's not something a man does lightly because it requires effort, awareness, and emotional maturity. You'll notice it in the small things first. He'll check in on you, not because he has to, but because he wants to know how you're feeling. He'll remember things that matter to you and try to make you smile in ways that are meaningful to you, not just convenient for him. If something bothers you, he doesn't brush it off or make excuses. Instead, he listens and tries to fix it because your peace becomes important to him. This doesn't mean he loses himself or ignores his own needs, but it does mean he's willing to meet you halfway and sometimes go even further. As often reflected in the advice style of Steve Harvey, a man who is serious about a woman will make adjustments without being forced because he sees her as someone worth the effort. What really stands out is how he handles inconvenience. If he's tired, busy, or dealing with his own challenges, but still finds a way to show up for you, that's when you know it's real. Because anybody can be present when it's easy, but when a man chooses your happiness, even when it costs him comfort, that's a sign he's no longer thinking just about himself. He's thinking about building something that includes you, and that kind of shift is where real connection begins to take shape. When a man opens up emotionally without being forced, that's one of the clearest signs that he's not just interested in you on the surface, but that he's starting to trust you with who he really is. See, men are not naturally quick to express their emotions. From a young age, most men are taught to stay strong, to handle things on their own, and to avoid showing vulnerability. So when a man begins to share his thoughts, his fears, his past experiences, and even his insecurities, that's not something small. That's him letting his guard down. A man who isn't serious will keep things light and controlled. He'll joke, flirt, keep conversations at a level where he doesn't have to reveal anything too personal. But when his feelings for you grow, that changes. He starts to feel safe around you, and that safety allows him to open doors he usually keeps closed. He might tell you about challenges he's facing, things that stress him out, or even moments in his life that shaped who he is today. The important part is that you don't have to pull it out of him. He doesn't open up because you pressured him or kept asking questions. He does it naturally because he wants you to understand him. That willingness shows emotional investment. It shows that he sees you as someone who matters, someone he can trust, and someone he wants to connect with on a deeper level. This kind of openness also builds a stronger bond between both of you. As often expressed in the straightforward advice style of Steve Harvey, when a man shares his inner world, he's giving you access to a part of himself that he doesn't offer to just anyone. It's not about being perfect or always having things figured out. It's about being real. And when a man is real with you, when he allows you to see both his strengths and his weaknesses, that's when you know he's not just passing time. He's allowing himself to be seen. And that kind of vulnerability is a strong sign that he's moving towards something genuine and meaningful with you. When a man includes you in his future plans, naturally, it shows that he doesn't see you as just a temporary part of his life, as someone who belongs in the bigger picture he's creating. This isn't about grand promises or over-the-top declarations. In fact, it usually shows up in simple, effortless ways. He'll talk about things he wants to do months from now and mention you as if it's already understood that you'll be there. It's not forced. It's not something he overthinks. It just comes out because that's how he sees things. A man who isn't serious will keep everything in the present. He might enjoy your company, spend time with you, and even make you feel special in the moment, but he avoids talking about anything long-term. That's because he hasn't decided if you fit into his future, or worse, he already knows you don't. But when a man starts making plans that involve you, whether it's a trip, an event, or even something small weeks ahead, that's intention speaking louder than words. You'll notice he values your opinion when making decisions about his life. He might ask what you think about something he's planning or consider how it would affect you. As often reflected in the grounded advice style of Steve Harvey, when a man sees a future with you, he doesn't just say it, he starts living like it. When a man protects your feelings, not just his ego, it shows a level of emotional awareness and care that goes far beyond surface-level attraction. Most people, when faced with conflict or discomfort, naturally try to defend themselves first. They want to be right to protect their pride and to avoid feeling vulnerable. A man who isn't deeply invested will react that way without thinking twice. If something goes wrong, he may dismiss your feelings, turn the situation around, or focus only on proving his point. But when a man truly cares about you, his approach changes. He still has an ego, but it's no longer the most important thing in the room. Your emotions begin to matter to him in a real way. He becomes more mindful of what he says and how he says it because he doesn't want to hurt you unnecessarily. Even during disagreements, he tries to stay respectful and understanding rather than defensive and dismissive. You'll notice that he listens more carefully. Instead of interrupting or brushing things off, he actually takes the time to understand why you feel the way you do. And if he realizes he hurt you, he doesn't just justify his actions. He acknowledges it and makes an effort to do better. As often expressed in the straightforward wisdom of Steve Harvey, a man who values you will handle your heart with care because he knows that once trust is damaged, it's not easy to rebuild. When a man shows up for you even when it's inconvenient, that's where you see the difference between interest and real commitment. Anybody can be present when everything is easy, when the timing is perfect, and when it doesn't interfere with their own plans, but life isn't always smooth, and neither are relationships. There will be moments when showing up requires effort, sacrifice, and a conscious choice to put someone else ahead of your own comfort. A man who isn't serious will disappear when things get difficult. He'll have excuses when he's tired, busy, or dealing with his own priorities. You'll notice a pattern where he's only around when it suits him and absent when it actually matters. That's because his connection to you isn't strong enough to push him beyond what's convenient. But when a man is truly invested, he finds a way. Even if his schedule is full, even if he's exhausted, he will still make time to check on you, to be there for you, to support you when you need it most. It's not always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's a simple message, a call, just showing up when you least expect it. As often reflected in the honest advice style of Steve Harvey, consistency during inconvenience is one of the strongest signs that a man is serious because it shows that you are not just an option, a priority in his life.